Hi there, and welcome to this short intro and demo of Testkube, a test orchestration and execution platform for cloud-native applications. I'm Ole Lensmar, CTO at KubeShop and for the Testkube project. Let's jump straight in. First of all, what is Testkube and how does it fit in? If you look at the software testing lifecycle, it has 6 phases: requirements analysis, test planning, test case development, test environment setup, test execution, and test cycle closure. And Testkube is all about test execution, i.e. running the tests that you've created with your favorite testing tool. Let's look at how Testkube breaks down test execution into 5 steps. And I'm going to show all of this in the demo also in just a little while. First of all, define. It's about defining how to run your tests. And Testkube has a very powerful workflow engine to do just that. Next, it's triggering. How do you trigger those test workflows? And Testkube provides a number of different ways to do that. Next, it's about scaling your test executions, both horizontally, you want to run a lot of tests at the same time, but also vertically, you want to run the same test in a lot of different configurations or across multiple nodes. Then you'll want to troubleshoot your tests if they fail, unfortunately. And Testkube provides a single pane of glass for all the logs and artifacts produced by the test executions and also produced by the system under test. And finally, reporting. You're probably going to want to analyze your testing efforts over time, pass-fail ratios, etc., to help you make strategic decisions about your testing activities going forward. So that was a very quick intro. Let's jump straight to the demo to see how all that works. Okay, let's start by looking at how to define your test executions. I'm going to sign into the Testkube dashboard. I'm shown my local testing environment. I'm going to go to the workflows tab because that's workflows is, as I mentioned earlier, how you define test executions in Testkube. And you can see there's a bunch of test workflows already here for K6, for Playwright, JMeter, Gatling, etc. And there's a wizard here for creating new workflows. So there's you can start from examples. There's a wizard to walk you kind of step by step, depending on testing tool, etc. But let's just also jump straight in and look at what one of these workflows looks like. Ultimately, it's a YAML syntax, which is tailored for test execution specifically. And we can look at one of the others, for example, this JMeter one. And you'll see it's another YAML syntax where we defines how to run JMeter, how to collect the artifacts, etc., etc. So that's how you define your test executions in Testkube. Okay, let's talk about how to trigger workflows. Once again, back to our list of workflows. The easiest way is just to select the workflow and press the Run Now button. And I'm just going to run that straight away. Other ways are, of course, through CI/CD, and Testkube provides you with pre-configurations for all popular CI/CD tools. You can set up scheduling to run your tests at specific intervals. There's, of course, also a CLI and an API that you can use to automate the execution of tests. And there's also support for triggering workflows based on events in the Kubernetes cluster. So, for example, if you update a resource, a config map, or a deployment, you want that to trigger the execution of a load test, you can set that up here. And finally, you can create workflows that run other workflows. So you can create like a test suite-like workflow that, either in sequence or in parallel executes other workflows. So that's how triggering works. Next up is scaling your workflow executions. You can see all these different workflows I have here. I can, of course, run them at the same time, triggered by different, either internal or external events. When it comes to scaling vertically, for example, we have a K6 test here that ran across 3 worker nodes, as you can see, which is configured in the workflow itself. Over here, we have a Playwright report that we used 4 worker nodes to distribute load and get a faster execution time versus running all those Playwright tests in sequence. So ample support for scaling your tests, both horizontally across multiple testing tools, etc., but also vertically within a specific tool to help you create better testing scenarios. So once you've run your tests, you're going to want to troubleshoot them if they failed, God forbid. So let's have a look at this distributed K6 test here. So Testkube collects logs from all the tests that have run. Let's just maximize that. So here you can see, for example, the output from K6. There's features to search and there's customizable keyboard highlighting, helping you quickly identify rows or keywords that you're interested in. And also, Testkube collects artifacts. So if we look at this playwright test that I ran across 4 workers, I'm going to open that, go to the artifacts tab. You can see here, here's the report generated by playwright. Just going to click on that. So here it is. And this one even contains the traces generated by playwright. So I can go into the trace report generated by playwright from inside the Testkube UI. So no need for me to kind of go anywhere else to look at those reports. All the logs and reports, etc., are aggregated in this one UI to help you troubleshoot your tests efficiently. And finally, reporting. And to show you that, I'm going to switch to another testing environment, which has a little bit more content. And then I'm going to go to the Test Insights tab. So this is where Testkube presents you with both operational execution analysis, kind of helping you drill down how many tests you're running, how much time they take, and you can easily use this graph to kind of filter out specific tests that took especially long time to, maybe pinpoint those and optimize them. You can also go into test reporting, and you can see, for example, if I want to see, oh, here's a test that failed a lot, I can drill down into that and help me understand my testing efforts and also help me plan them going forward. That's it. Thanks for watching this intro and demo of Testkube. Head back to the website, testkube.io, where you can find links to our Slack workspace, our documentation. There's a bunch of Learn pages, and you can, of course, sign into the Testkube cloud to just get started straight away without having to install anything and play around with its features. Have a great day. Bye-bye.